Hello everybody and welcome back to another video of Heroes of the Storm. Today we are continuing our How to Heal series and we've landed upon Deckard. Pulling up the list here, you'll see that Deckard Cain is the only healer I have in the strictly utility category, which means he doesn't have burst healing and he doesn't have sustain healing, so why would you want to pick him? Well, what he lacks in raw healing numbers, he makes up for in teamfight presence with his amazing crowd control abilities. Not only that, but he does have good healing. It's just very dependent on either A, getting there early to a fight to set up your pots, or B, your team knowing to play around your cooldowns properly. However, sometimes with a well-timed route or slow, you can just win the fight before you have to heal at all. And that's kind of how Deckard works. Additionally, he has ways that you can build him that make him a little bit stronger, and we're going to go ahead and talk about his entire kit before we hop into the game. So that's what we'll do right now. If you already know Deckard's kit, just skip forward a few minutes, but we're going to hop into a try mode, and I'm going to tell you about read Deckard's abilities word for word and explain the terminology that I'll be using inside of the game. So hop into a try mode, and I'll show you how his kit works. Alright, we found ourselves in the try mode, so we're going to quickly explain the kit here, and Deckard's kit is one of the more simplistic kits in the game, and we're going to start out with his healing ability, because this is the most mundane task. It is called Healing Potion, a 25 mana cost, 4-second cooldown. You throw a healing potion on the ground that heals the first ally hero that comes in contact with it for, at level 20, 625. Additionally, you can only have 5 active potions at a time, so that looks like this. We can place a potion down that allies can then take damage and run into, or you can hit it directly on an ally, which heals them for that 625 at level 20, just like that. Now, you might be noticing that right over here is a fun little tooltip showing how many potions we have. So if I come up top here, you'll see I have 1, 2, 3 potions, plus 4, and it shows I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and if I put down one more, I have all 5 potions, and if I want to place down more potions, then it's going to remove the last one that I placed, or the first one that I placed out of those 5. So that's Deckard's potions. You can see it's removing, but you can have a nice stack of burst healing if you're able to pump them all out into a good spot. That's a lot of burst healing sitting there, but it just takes so long to pump out. Alright, so we don't make this intro too long. He then has Haraja Cube, your W, which is a very unique skill shot. All of his abilities are very unique. It's a very long-ranged, wide skill shot that can hit a whole lot of enemy heroes with it very easily. You send forth this Haraja Cube on a 35 mana cost, 12-second cooldown, and after half of a second, it explodes, dealing 175 damage at level 20 and to all enemies in it, including minions, and slowing them by 35% for 2 seconds. That looks like this. Boom. Now that slow for 2 seconds combos really well with your third ability, your E, Scroll of Sealing. It's a 40 mana cost, 16-second cooldown, so be very cautious when you're using this, but it shares the a slightly longer range of your W. Very long range, very wide, big skill shot, easy to land these. That is a triangular area. After 2.25 seconds, you form a triangle that deals 329 damage to enemies and roots enemies caught inside. That looks like this. Charges up, and then boom, they all get rooted for that 1.5 seconds. And you can combo your W and your E together to make it easier to land those abilities. And finally, your trait, Fortified of the Faithful. While at least one allied hero is nearby, Deckard gains 10 armor, and his basic abilities recharge 50% faster, making it a little bit easier to spam out your stuff. Last thing I'm going to go over is he has these things called gems that are picked at talents 1 through 7. And Sapphire, or at 1, 4, and 7, you can pick these. Sapphire, you can activate it. It increases the slow of your W. You can then go for Ruby, which we're going to go in this game. For every enemy hero hit, it makes these little mini pots that heal for a lot. That is so much healing. And then finally, Emerald, which reduces the healing enemy units receive for quite a long amount of time. Anyways, the gems, or I believe, yeah, the gems, Sapphire, Ruby, and Emerald empower your W Haradra Cube. Anyways, that's been a long intro, so we're going to hop into the game and hopefully have some fun. Alright, we find ourselves on the Garden Terror today. We're going to talk about our skin-ergy. There's quite a few skins. There's not many skins for Deckard Cain, but the few that there are really good. Like this one, I call this my Stonehenge Deckard skin. It's called Diesel something, but we got him on the Tombstone as always, and the colors match perfectly. As always, we're going to talk about the build and talents at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. Excuse me, we'll go more in-depth in detail as to what I'm picking and why, because I want to be focusing on the gameplay more so than anything for right now. But Deckard Cain is pretty weak with actually healing his allies, and you have a mana problem. And that mana problem comes from your Scroll of Sealing and your Haradra Cube, your W. So first thing we're doing is we're spamming out potions, getting that prepared for the fight that is to come, and making sure we're not spamming out more than 5, because that will be a waste. So we got 5 out. Now we can just sit back, relax, and do our thing. Maybe start advancing these potions a little bit to help my allies, and then looking for any good opportunities to land a WE combo, because that's going to be how we're going to start to take down opponents. Hang that we're on our way with my allies. I'm going to wait for Diablo to use his abilities first, because I think that'll be more impactful. We'll give this hero nowhere to run, hitting her with a root, which really helps secure that kill on top of her. I have no potions in the middle lane, and that's a cool thing about Deckard, is technically he is a global healer, because you can heal from anywhere on the map. But you can see we've used one set of abilities, and we're down almost a quarter of our mana bar already. Gonna head back to the middle lane then, and so we have healing pots. We have healing pots here, and we have healing pots in middle lane, so we're able to heal from multiple portions of the map. Picking up globes as often as possible is going to be a huge thing that you want to be doing as much as possible. Place down our root to peel for my ally as well, because remember, that is one of your greatest assets as this healer is the excuse me, is the amount of crowd control that you can output for your team. Like right here, that should be a root. The movement speed that Sonya gets passively will barely be enough for her, but we'll put down a few pots for my ally, and Diablo coming in clutch, getting a beautiful kill, and then we have 2 pots there, so we're able to heal up our ally and then just continue to rotate through. And now we're picking up Ruby. Now we are a real healer, and everybody's very happy about it. Man, I'm upset about that. There's 2 things we can do right now, and I'm going to opt to do the thing I don't like as much, but it's just go start to set up for this objective. The reason I don't like it as much is because it costs you a lot of mana to use your spells and whatnot, and I would have rather have taken my time there and based. But we have Ruby, which I explained in the intro. We want to be saving that for a grouped amount of melee targets. Red team has a lot of melee targets, which should make it easier. To land a big Ruby, like right here. Hopefully I hit more than one. I don't. And red team also gets the objective cap pretty much for free. Make sure we're healing up all of our allies as often as possible, and preferably staying in range of my allies as well, so that we can get that cooldown reduction from our passive. Placing these roots to try to help out. Maybe we'll slow this hero down, so if he tries to run, he can't, in theory, make it out alive. Good job by the friendly team. We get another kill. I'm so low on mana, though, that I probably just need to go home. But a lot of my allies are low. We're doing a good job of healing. Maybe if Diablo flip comes. Not quite. I'm cool with just basing then and pinging danger for my ally. But you want to be using... Your Ruby is going to make or break a team fight. So landing it at the right time is going to be... It might be worth holding it for a few moments, because it's going to make it better in the late game. Speaking of late game, this healer is better in the late game. We're going to pick up another talent that's going to increase our late game healing output. And not only that, we're putting these heals in choke points for my allies to either run to in an escape, or as they are moving forward in this fight, they can pick up another potion there to heal. And do better in that way. Looks like this fight isn't even going to break out loose, so we can just back out, do whatever we need, keep healing up our allies with these potions, and we can look on the mini-map to figure out where the next objective is going to be 30 seconds before the objective spawns. So it's actually going to be right here, which means I should start putting down pots earlier. And we'll do that. We'll just start putting down pots right now. Putting a root down in hopes that I could have Sonya walk into it. She doesn't, though, which is fine. Ooh. Don't want to get caught by red team. I prematurely used my Ruby there because I thought my ally was going to get smashed on. Oh no, here comes the smash. And we don't have Ruby because, like I said, that ability is your make or break, your bread and butter. We'll run up to the potions and towards my team. And we have Ruby back up right now. So I'm going to look to find more grouped enemies possibly. Yeah, that'll do. 3 right there. We're all going to be full HP now. A huge crowd control root is really going to help us out inside of this fight. Possibly. Yeah, we're able to pick up 1 kill. Here's 2. Do we get the objective is the question I'm wondering. I'll ping them on my way to help out the Samurai player. We're going to pick up Stay a While and Listen because I like it much better. Heal up off of these mini pots. I'm even going to sleep this hero just so Samurai can get the full cap. He gets it, and then we'll run. We'll just ping retreat. There's no reason to stick around, in my opinion. That was a long cooldown used with my sleep, but I'm taking the gambit that it'll be up before the next objective, so it should, in theory, be worth it. Unfortunately, though, Zagara was pushing that whole objective fight, and we have lost a whole lot because of that. I don't even know if our Kael'thas was at the fight. I can't remember. He could have died to Zagara, I do suppose. Trying to slow down this hero enough to open up an opportunity for my ally, but Sonya is so good at cleansing my crowd controls and making it difficult for me to play the game. And now I don't have my Ruby up for another few moments, which is going to significantly reduce our effectiveness in this fight once again. There's a little root. We're waiting for this, waiting for our 1. There's our 1. We can put it in here, giving a whole lot of healing to my tank player. If he just walks towards those rubies, which is right in front of his face, we're trying to spam out as much healing as possible. We'll place a W down, if nothing more for the damage. I'm picking up the rubies myself if my team won't. Trying to land a sleep here. We hit only 1, but hopefully 1 is enough. Maybe. Nah, not quite. Regardless, though, that was a whole lot of healing by myself to keep my team sustained in that fight. I'm very much afraid, though. There's another couple of rubies. A lot of rubies being pumped out there. Maybe. No, my E's not quite in the right position there. We're about to capture this objective, so we'll pick up these regen globes just for the mana and get my tap rolling so that I can continue to fight. You can see my healing's not bad this game. We have out healing their healer. And Deckard Cain's healing is very dependent on Ruby. And that's such a long cooldown for a heal that could technically miss everyone that it makes it difficult for me to put him very high on this list for healing. But by no means is he a bad healer. And truthfully, at level 20, he becomes one of the best healers in the entire game. But that's all very dependent on a lot of variables. Only hitting one of those heroes with my W, but hopefully it's going to be enough. Leap's been used. We got middle lane, if nothing else. We're going to pick up super pots. We're forcing red team to use ultimate abilities. I'll land a sleep, too. I should have used that earlier, but hopefully a big slam might get done the job. Not quite. More pots have been spammed out. Saving my E to heal and making sure we're putting down our big super healing potions, because that's going to be great for disengagements for my team. I need these 2 globes, or else this could start going south very quickly. Friendly teams able to pick up those big super healing pots and heal up really quickly. I guess we'll place pots here. That is the thing about Deckard Cain, is you need to be anticipating where the next fight's gonna be. And this fight, I would lose if I fought for it, so that's why I'm not there. We'll just auto attack, I suppose. Get our bearings straight, and possibly base as well. Yeah, we'll base, just so we're prepared for this next fight. And you can see on the minimap, if you look, the next objective is going to spawn right here, looking on the minimap. So we could start to place a few pots in preparation to that once again, which I'm not opposed to at all. We'll place them more on this side, because there might be a fight at this camp as well. So I'll just kind of get them all around here, especially now that I have my super healing pots. It's fine to have them spread out. There we go. Friendly team got a nice pick on top of Zagara as well. We are fully prepped for this objective fight. I'm hoping that they come, but it looks like they're just going to full push. Which, if that's the case, it kind of stinks because I used my last few moments getting set for this fight. We're going to just shut down this fight. A lot of rubies inside of that area that was hoping would help out my team. Not quite, though. Not quite enough. Gonna go for safety in numbers. I'm still torn on what level 16 is best. Oh, sweet. We got a living bomb kill. I'm gonna wait for my rubies, and then we'll land our slow. Not quite the route that we wanted, though. Objective is still happening. Oh, well done by the friendly team. We'll leave that pot potion for my allies, and we still have 1, 2, 3 super healing pots. So like I said, we can technically heal like a global healer with Deckard Cain. Place down a potion that after we wait a few moments is going to have that super heal because of our level 13 talent. Our wave clear is abysmal, especially with this build. Looks like we'll get another objective capped, and I'm trying to just keep this siege camp within range of my allies. Oh no, I want to defend our buildings if we can. You can that's our wave clear. That was the big showcase. Place down some healing pots in case Diablo needs it. I'm not really foreseeing him needing it. There comes a big shutdown. I have a pot I can run to, and that's what I mean. That big shutdown of crowd control on top of red team is like no other. No other healer can do quite that much crowd control shutdown like our lovely Deckard Cain can. So many healing pots, the friendly team just wants to pick them up. Ooh, that could be bad for my ally. In fact, we're going to use the W early rather than waiting for my... Rather than waiting for my ruby. And the reasoning behind that is that one of my level 7 talent reduces the damage enemy heroes deal. So you're just doing so much of shutdown on red team that makes it very difficult for them to claw their way back into the game after you've done some of the things that Deckard Cain can do. Smash variant is back up, alive, and looking for some damage on my team. A lot of rubies inside of this fight. We have my R back up, ready to go. We're going to pick up this mini pot and shut... Oh, no. I was going to say, and try to shut down red team. We just got to run around in hopes that I can get peeled. There's another super healing pot, and we have successfully, with the help of the team, baited red team into their death. Really well done there. And the deceptive amount of healing that you have with this hero is one of the things that make him so strong. We'll ping for my allies. That's disgusting what this hero can do. And we hit level 20, so now we are also immortal. And do I want to showcase just how immortal we are? Do I want to base? I can probably, with one regen globe, I think we'll be fine to just YOLO it down here. Placing down these healing pots in the back line so allies can run in a retreating position towards them. Yeah, I don't even know if we can end, though. That's why I was like, should I be backing out? Alright, here we go. Is this going to be the last fight for all the marbles? There's a lot of rubies, team. It's a good swap, honestly. But a lot of potions as well is going to help keep me alive. Another W. Are you seeing the issue yet? Oh no, another W. And then a heal. Like do you see what's wrong with this hero? Are you starting to get a small glimpse of the issues that can happen with Deckard Cain? You can just spam rubies and never die. Not the one I wanted to sleep. And now we're out of mana, so we can't actually spam our spells. But we've also got the objective cap, and that's going to be the end of the game. So yeah, that's Deckard Cain in a nutshell. You are going to be looking to land your roots at optimal times, roots and slows at optimal times to save your allies, and also set up good picks for your team. And then you have so much healing by the time you hit level 16, level 20, and level 4 is a big power spike for you as well. Now, as promised, we're going to hop out of the game and go into the build that we went and some other talents you can pick, some honorable mentions. So let's go right into that right now. So the build I went in today's video is the build I go in 90% of my games. There's, maybe we'll say 80 because there is some fluctuation, but we'll start with level 1. Field Study. Each enemy hero hit by Scroll of Sealing, your E, grants 20 spell power for 16 seconds. This stacks up to 40%, which means you can have, if you hit 2 enemy heroes with your E, you have 16 seconds of 40% spell power. Now, if you don't know on healers, spell power increases the healing you output. So that's why that last fight, I was just able to stand at core and heal like infinitely, is because of Field Study giving me that extra boost per heal. And other things also help me keep me alive, like, in my opinion, the mandatory pick, Ruby. It's a 20-second cooldown that empowers your W. It increases the damage of your W by 100%, and when you hit an enemy hero with your W, it will spawn 3 lesser healing potions. These lesser healing potions, though, are not so lesser. Compared to your regular pots, yes, they heal for like 66% of it. It's something like that. I don't know the actual statistic. Maybe it's 75% of it. The number that it says right here is 250 when picked up. So 3 times 250 is 750 healing per 1 enemy hero hit by a ruby. And keep in mind, you can hit up to 5 enemy heroes with this ruby, if not more, if they have things like clones or Vikings or Mishas. It is disgusting how strong Ruby is. And it works so well with dive comps and into melee comps. Such a good talent. This was kind of a Deckard Cain's wet dream, with them having 3 melee heroes and us having a dive comp with Diablo's Samuro. We then went for Kunai's Cube. So if you hit an enemy hero with your W, it reduces the hero damage dealt by that hero. It reduces that hero's damage dealt by 30% for 4 seconds. So not only now are you spawning healing potions with your Ruby, your empowered W, you're also reducing the damage that those heroes are doing with your W. And on top of that, you're gaining spell power to increase the healing. It's all coming together, right? And then you pick up, I go stay a while and listen every single game unless I'm having fun. The cooldown of it is only 70 seconds, so it's not too long. You don't have it every fight, but it's not too long. And you'll have it by the end of a fight if you don't have it by the start of a fight, typically. But it ends up saving you and setting up kills for your allies. It's such a great tool, and that I used in quite a multitude of scenarios. I was able to use it to land huge roots, save myself or allies, or even sleep enemies to set up kills for my allies. It has so much going on for it that makes it such a great pickup for a really low cooldown compared to the value you get from it. Level 13, I go for super healing pots. I want to pick the other ones. I really do. The other ones are good at this talent tier. They just get outshined by Super Healing Pot. And here's the reason why. So, Super Healing Pot, it heals for... I'll read what the talent does. If a healing potion isn't picked up for at least 2 seconds, it heals 100% more. That should be where the talent ends. Period. End of story. And then it would be... the other talents at this tier would be in contention with it. But instead, Blizzard taps on this last little tick that says passive. Healing potions heal for 25% more when the target is under 50% health. Which means these super healing pots picked up by an ally below half HP will just heal them to near full. It's disgusting how strong super healing potion is. And if they don't pick it up immediately, or if they pick it up immediately, they're still getting healed for 50% or 25% more. It's a really strong talent that you have to go in every game on Deckard. Safety in numbers, I went at level 16. And the reason for this is because you can spam out more W's. W, W, W. So if at least 2 allied heroes are nearby, Fortitude of the Faithful, your trait, grants an additional 10 armor, 50% mana regeneration per second, and causes Deckard's basic abilities to recharge an additional 50% faster. So, if you are near your allies and they are near you, you become nigh almost unkillable because of the extra armor and the extra cooldown reduction to put rubies down. And you were wondering, well, how did you spawn so many rubies? Perfect gems at level 20 is slept on so much. And I'm honestly happy about it because it makes me rage every time I play against it. But every time my allies don't pick it, a little part of my heart dies because of just how strong this ability is. Reduce the cooldown of all gems to 5 seconds and the cooldown of Heraldric Cube by 6 seconds. This, in combination with Safety in Numbers, in combination with Kunai's Cube, in combination with Ruby and Field Study, makes you immortal as long as you want, as long as you have mana. Because the more enemies that are attacking you just means the more rubies you can spawn. The only way you die is if you get crowd controlled to death. Super strong build. And a really, really fun hero that is kind of unconventional. And you can see, I hope you can see why I am justifying putting him in just utility. Because he is just utility. With his base kit, it's just utility. And with his talents, and as the game goes on, he ends up being a real healer. Especially if you don't pick up Ruby, his healing numbers are bad, in my opinion. We'll go for some honorable mentions. So, level 1, we went for Field Study. This is not mandatory. All 3 of his level 1s are strong. You just need to know when to pick him. Field Study is the generalistic one you go in most of your games. You could also go for Scroll of Identify if you think you're going to need the damage for your team, if you're looking for more fun, and if you're playing ARAM. This talent's great in all those scenarios. And then Sapphire. It increases the slow of your W. It empowers the slow of your W, which you go this if the enemy team has a ranged composition or a rather slippery comp. I honestly could have gone it in this game, but I knew I would need Field Study for late game to survive. But Sapphire would have been really great because it nearly guarantees that if you land an enemy with your W, you're going to land your E on top of those enemies. So, sets up some really good early game picks that can help snowball a lead. Level 4, never go these talents when you can pick Ruby. You can try to justify it. I just will not listen. I can't listen. The numbers don't make sense to me. With how easy it is to land Ruby, and how short of a cooldown is, and how great your level 20s can be with it, it doesn't make sense to pass up Ruby. Level 7, you go for Emerald. You can still go for Emerald if the red team has like double healer, or if they have Alexstrasza's, things that have very telegraphed healing, or even heroes that have very good single target healing. Like, I'll go this against Butcher from time to time, because not a lot of people remember that Deckard Cain has all of this utility to use and reduce enemy teams' healing, or reduce their damage, or reduce his own cooldowns. There's lots of things you can go with this hero. Level 13, like I said, Potion of Revival, Ancient Blessings. I want to go these talents so bad because they honestly seem like a lot of fun, but they get outshined by Super Healing Potion. Level 16, all of them are great. I debated going Scroll of Stone Curse in this game because I kind of wanted to see the big damage numbers happen. And you go Scroll of Stone Curse if you're going for Scroll of Identity at level 1. But safety numbers is what I needed just to survive. And you can go Heraldric Staff as well. This is picked up, in my opinion, is picked up a little bit more than it should be by the general community. But by myself, it's picked up a little less than it should be. I should be picking it a little bit more. I just don't know how to use it properly. But it's a great talent that play around with. See what works best for you. It works good against dive heroes like Genjis, Tracers, Maevs, even some tanks. It's good. And then at 20, all of his 20s are good. If you go Ruby, Perfect Gem is the only option, in my opinion. Respect the Elderly wins team fights. I will not deny it. It is super strong, and all the more reason to want to pick up Stay a While and Listen. Respect the Elderly, giving that silence and blind for 3 seconds after they were already slept, just on an ability so easy to land, is impeccable. You can't go wrong with that. Additionally, Bottomless Flask, although I dislike it when you can go for Perfect Gem, I do see the appeal to it if you are dying a lot, because it does allow you to heal from beyond the grave. And it allows you to make some fun plays where you can put healing pots on one side of the map and have an ally split pushing there, and they'll just be infinitely healing. But typically, the game's already decided by that point. Like the lanes all, not that it's already decided by this point, but the lanes are already so pushed that we're not in a laning phase. But if you're on maps like Dragonshire or Braxis, this is still a pretty good pickup. I think Perfect Gem's the one to go, but still a pretty good pickup. Anyways, that was Deckard Cain. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. It's been a lot of fun making them and watching and enjoying and making this series of how to heal. Please let me know what you thought down in the comments. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.